Bamdele Salam, at the north, at the south, Egbedore Jigbofera constituency of Osun State. Mr. Chairman, by virtue of the inherent powers of this House in the Nigerian Constitution and the powers donated to the Public Account Committee of the House via the standing orders of the House received the report of the Auditor General for the Federation for the years 2019 and 2020. Mr. Chairman, it will interest the House to note that the 2019 report was considered partly by the 9th Assembly of the House of Representatives, and the report was only concluded by the 10th House of Representatives. The report we are presenting today covers 35 ministries, departments, and agencies which had queries issued by the Auditor General for the Federation on issues of non-adherence to specific laws, regulations, and policies governing administration of public funds. The same thing, the 2020 report, which was laid by the Auditor General for the Federation more than 1 year ago, had been considered partly. The report we are bringing on 2020 are reports of about 19 agencies, while the second part of the 2020 report will be laid later. Mr. Chairman, I just want to say that all these agencies that were queried by the Auditor General for the Federation were given the opportunities of fair hearing to appear before the Public Account Committee, their chief accounting officers, while the Auditor General presents the facts behind those queries. A good number of the MDAs were cleared of the queries, but also some others were found guilty as charged by the General for the Federation, and recommendations contained, the 2019 recommendation is contained on page 63, from page 63 of the report, where you have the general recommendation, listing each of those agencies and then itemizing the recommendations for the consideration of the House, while the recommendations for the 2020 report are contained on pages 274 to page 285 of the report before the House for consideration. It is a humble plea that the House do consider these recommendations and adopt them as the House may consider appropriate. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, this is a very sensitive document. Auditor General's report are in volumes, normally presented. This is not bill or motion. It's Auditor General's report. I appreciate their work as a committee, and I want to thank them for what they have done. But if you look at the framework of what they have given us, after the query, mostly is summary. Summary. And if I'm going to pass a judgment, because that's what the Parliament is expected to do, and I want to commend, I want to thank him. I say it's history, what they have done. We should make a judgment that all of us should go to sleep, that what we have passed, I'm convinced of what I have done. I want to beg that we step down this one, go and study before we come to the recommendation. There's nothing to rush, sir. That's what I want to beg. I want to thank him for a good job for presenting, giving us document to work on. And it's one of my dreams. I wish this is sustained. Because in public accounts is working, sir. We don't need EFCC in this country. We don't need many agencies. They are sufficient to guide and help the country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Prof.Mgbeke. Without any prejudice and being a witness to the wonderful work that this committee, the public account, is doing for us in this nation, I want to give a rider to what our leader has just said. I've gone through what I have here, and this is something, some part of it may destroy somebody's career forever. While some, it's like, as if some people are able to be sent to the gallows for this, excuse my language. And it will be very, very important that in good conscience, every one of us here that will say carry, we know that we have said it in good conscience. So I want to appeal. The language to say step down, I'm afraid to say that, but if the chairman of PAC can just give us that opportunity, so that in good conscience, I'm still repeating, whatever we say about those that have been heavily indicted here, we know that we have satisfied our conscience. If the chairman so pleases. Thank you very much, sir.
We can use bureaucratic jingoism to prolong the acts from landing where it should land. We can also unwittingly and unknowingly, in an attempt to defend due process, create escape routes for crooks and criminals. Millions of Nigerians are wallowing. You go to the police college, budgets are passed regularly, money released. You are training people who are going to end up, most likely, as contributing to crime. You go to our secondary schools, even our universities, like Honorable Fulata said during the open week of NASS. A university may get 5 billion allocation, but they raise 10 million internally, and they cannot account for 40% of how they spent that money. Yet these are intellectuals too, or top administrators. Our roads are bad, it's not that money is not released at all. So I think Bamidele Salam has done a yeoman's job. He has shown that this committee can work, not just talk, but also bite. He has shown that in this parliament, when we set up committees to work and they devote as much time as he has devoted, results can come out. Yes, we may not have the capacity to prosecute, but I've read through some of them. He didn't say these people, they'll be found guilty, they have to refund this. The security agencies or the EFCC and others, I think what we should do is approve this thing and refer it immediately to those security agencies that will not go into the nitty-gritty. Otherwise, I can assure you, Mr. Chairman, all the agencies, all of them will escape, nothing will happen. That's what has been going on in this country. Why is it that somebody chairs security and maintenance and comes out to become a traditional ruler or a chief or establish a private university? EFCC is recovering whole universities now. An entire university built with stolen funds. That's what's going on. The amounts I'm seeing here scared me. And this government is trying to dig this country out of the pit. And those who put us in that pit, we know them, they are still alive. We should not extend it. This report told me they've done the first step. Let's follow on to the second step. Encourage you to escalate it to the relevant agency, conclude the job, and show Nigerians that, as my governor said, there's a new sheriff in town. Thank you, sir.
Let me add my voice in commending the efforts of the Committee on Public Account. Mr. Chairman, esteemed colleagues, I have taken a cursory look at the recommendations made by the committee. And I also know as a Nigerian that some of the recommendations made here are on a positive note to reposition our country. I have found in this report some agencies that even as a layman, if you walk into some of these institutions of government, you will be disappointed because the place is in total rot. It is the time for us as parliamentarians to write our names in gold. In recent times, the National Assembly has been blackmailed, whereas the real people who are plunging Nigerians into very terrible states are the ones that have placed us where we are. This report is very evident. Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to suggest, or it is in my opinion, that we allow these reports to go in. But again, we must escalate this report for Nigerians to know the real people who are behind the problems that we suffer in this country as Nigerians. This is very important for us as a parliament. I saw on social media, sir, the institution I attended as a student, law students writing exams on the floor. And it is one of the institutions indicted by the Committee on Public Account. I'm talking about the University of Uyo. So, Your Excellency, the Chairman, it is important that we take this report seriously. If there are supplementals to be done as regards extract maybe from the Auditor General's office, we can admit that letter for purposes of ensuring that this report goes in totality. So let me thank again the Chairman of the Public Account Committee for the work well done. This is my opinion, sir, and I rest my case.